Well, welcome. Good morning, first off, and welcome to today's webinar entitled Improve Your Online Presence, Building a More Than Okay Church Website with Church360 Unite. This is an overview webinar. My name is Stephen Jenkins. I am a software consultant here at Concordia Technology Solutions. Been with the company about 5.5 years and really enjoy talking with you about our great products here and assisting you in any way that I can. Below or next to my picture is my contact information. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. And today I have the pleasure of being joined by Ken Olemeyer. Ken is one of our senior marketing managers here at Concordia Publishing House, and this is his contact information. Ken is actually going to lead us in today's webinar. So I'm just hosting, but Ken is going to take us in and show us all the great features associated with Church360 Unite. Now, before we get in, we'll go over a couple of housekeeping. For this presentation, we're going to have 50 minutes. And afterwards, we'll reserve 10 minutes for questions, but don't wait until the end, please. If you have questions throughout the presentation, ask them. I will respond to them in the chat and we'll cover them at the end as well. If you do have to step away, go ahead and do so. We're recording this and we will share this recording with everyone who has attended today. Now, Concordia Technology Solutions is the church administration division of Concordia Publishing House. We've actually been developing software for churches since 1984. Now, about Church360 Unite, it's actually a part of our Church360 suite, which is 3 separate products which interact with each other. We also have Church360 Members, which is the church administrative portion of the suite. And we have Church360 Ledger, which allows you to record your transactions within the church. Now, Church360 Unite specifically is a church website builder. And with that, you not only just have your website, but you have the capabilities of blogging, and you have a member hub as well. And you can share files within the website in our private pages that are groups pages, and set up your calendar to share with the world or block off certain calendars if you want to keep them private as well. And we do have the capabilities of mass emailing and also texting as well. So all of the themes that we offer with Church360 Unite are mobile accessible. So it doesn't matter what size screen you're using. If you're using your smartphone or a tablet, a laptop or a PC, all of the information will show on your screen. Now you can sync your Church360 members calendar and membership information with either Church360 members or Shepherd staff. We do offer custom domain and email hosting. That's available in a couple of our packages, and you can add them on as well. And in the price of the software, support and training are included. So you'll never pay an extra amount for support or training. In preparation for today's webinar, we've come up with a couple of assumptions. We are assuming that you are familiar with church websites and that you're new to Church360 Unite. And we're assuming also that you're extremely busy. So we do value your time and appreciate you joining us today. But I'd like to give you the opportunity to tell us about yourself. So I'm going to bring up some questions here. And give you the opportunity to answer them. So the first question is, please select the option that most closely describes your primary role at your church. We have some admins, some pastors, other, couple more seconds and we'll move on to the next. All right, call church workers. Excellent. Thank you so much for answering that. Let's go ahead and go to the next question. Are you currently using Church360 Unite at your congregation? All right, we have some newbies. We love you guys. Thank you so much. All right, and the final question. Would you consider your Church 360, what would you consider your Church 360 Unite skill level to be for those who are using the software? Intermediate, okay. We have some novices, great. Newbies, yes, yes, you're going to learn a lot today. A couple more seconds. All right, excellent. Thank you so much for all answering those questions. Now, for today's outline, we're going to take an overview of the tools offered by Church 360 Unite, and we'll do some practical examples. And at the end, we'll reserve time for questions and answers. Again, if you have them as they arise, please use the chat to write those questions and we'll handle them, okay? Now, for the introduction, we're going to cover the themes and styles and pages and feeds. We'll also touch on the calendar and the events, users and member-only tools, and we'll wrap it up with the directory, groups, and mailing lists. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Ken, and we'll get him going.
Well, Stephen, thank you for that. And thank everybody here for joining us. And if you're watching this later, thank you for that as well. As Stephen mentioned, my name is Ken Olemeyer. I'm a senior marketing manager here at Concordia Publishing House. And I get to show you this today, and I just love doing this. And what we're going to look at today is how to make your website go from just it's okay, to, wow, that's really something cool that I can do and engage with my members with. And I'll show you how to do this in Church 360 Unite. And I love the fact that we've got a real good mix here of people who might have some intermediate background on this, or some novices, or some newbies. What I'm going to show you is how to build a professionally designed website, and that, as Stephen said, is mobilely responsive, and you don't have to know a lick of code. You know, it's funny, I started my career in advertising and actually worked with a lot of clients when websites were all brand new. And I wish I would have had a tool this easy to use when we were doing that back in the day. But we're going to look at how we can engage with members. And in my job, one of the things I do is I go out and I visit with a lot of you. I visit with pastors, I visit with administrators, I visit with volunteers and lay people, church principals and things of this nature. People just like you. But how do I go about finding them? Well, I do use the church roster, the LCMS roster and annual. And just a quick aside, please fill in those forms so we get updated information on you. It helps so much. But once I get done with the annual and I find a church, I get on Google and I Google their website, and I want to go look at their website and get a sense of it. And think about it. How do you think your guests and your visitors and even your members find out about what's going on in your church? Chances are they're Googling it, and then they're going straight to your website. So the website reflects a lot on your church. A church's website can tell you about the personality, the vitality, the activities going on in the church. And I love seeing websites that are as vibrant as the congregation. I love looking at those websites that show multi-generational activities, or maybe the Bible studies that they're working on, and the devotions, and pictures and video and all those type of things. With Members 360 Unite, you've got a great opportunity to build a site like that that's vibrant and full of information. So today we're going to take a 30,000 foot view. I'm going to go through a lot of things very quickly. And I want to just let you know, if you're completely new to this, don't be intimidated by some of the things I'm going to show you. There's nothing that you can do on this website that you can break. You know, you can come back and fix things very easily, and we'll just make it very easy for you to work with. And that's something that I'm pleased to share with you as we go through this. So again, how do we make this more than okay? Okay is pretty subjective. That's a subjective term. But think about how much communications has changed since you've been in the church. Think about how much communications has changed in the last 6 months. Now everything we do is digital and online. And with the recent, shelter-in-place orders, communicating to our members is even more important than ever. And having be able to do a dialogue with them on our digital platforms. And I'll tell you, Stephen kind of went through the list of the things that this software can do between, the website itself, the blog, the communication hub, the emailing, now the texting and things like this. As I said, it was in advertising, we didn't have these type of tools available this easily to use. So this is a great resource to be able to do that. Frankly, I'm just amazed how many churches don't have timely information and don't update their website and don't have their pictures and their website or their sermons and different things like that. So we're going to talk about a little bit of everything, and I'm going to cover it very fast, as I said. And if you've got questions, please put them in the chat feature. If you've got a question later and you want to find something out, by all means, please contact us. Our goal for any of these software packages we develop and we work with, we do it for the church. And we get a lot of information from our church body on how to improve things. So there's nothing more frustrating than being assigned a new software package or trying to learn new software and not getting it right. So we're here for you. We're here to help you with this type of thing. I'm not going to spend a lot of time today on things like themes and graphics, etc. We'll concentrate on just looking at ways to improve your visibility and your usability within the church. And I've got to put a plug in right now too for the Resource Center. If you go to our CTS website, and we'll share that later to show you how to get a free demo of Church360 Unite. But if you go to the Resource Center, there are a number of training materials on there for you. There are a number of different webinars like this that are just general overviews. There are some that dig in deeper. So you'll notice when you go to the website, there's a free trial button on every page. The free trial, there's no credit card needed or anything like that. There's no commitment or obligation. You have a full 30 days to check out how you could develop a website like this and how you could do it very easily. So once you sign up, you'll be up and running in the web in no time. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to switch over to my screen. Got to come over here and get to this one. Let's see if it's showing up. I'm going to see what your view is. Make sure you got, okay, great. You should be seeing my website right now. And this is what you're going to do. And for the sake of today's demonstration, our church is called Concordia Lutheran Church. And as administrator, when you sign into the program, this is what you're going to see. You'll see all the navigational tools at top. I'll go through those with you. You'll see your sign in, your settings, a chance to sign out. Now, obviously, this is not the screen that your visitors and your guests are going to see or your members, but as the administrator, this is what you get. So you get things like pages, you get things like posts, activity. You've got an activity log to see what's going on. You have your different users. You've got your themes and you've got your settings. And we'll go through some of these right now. But if you think about this, and again, going back to what makes an okay to a wow, what grabs your attention? Think about or put yourself in the place of the people coming to your website. What are the types of things that you really like to see? Do you like to see big pictures? What about news? What about directions? What about staff photos? It's sometimes really nice to see the photos of the staff and little biographies of the staff. What info is most needed for visitors? Or what info is most needed for members? Yeah, these are all easy to add in Church360 Unite. And again, the depth of information you can put in here, it's up to you. We'll give you the building blocks here. We'll give you the templates. We'll give you the designs. But the input is going to be up to you, and that's where your church personality can really shine through. As a communication tool, you first kind of want to decide what your site's going to look like. So let's take a quick look at themes. And if I click into this real quick, you see our themes. Now, this is what's great about Church360 Unite as well. You don't have to be a designer to have a good looking site. We provide a number of themes here, and within the themes, there are some sub-themes. So as I click through here, I can just click to the different ones, and then I click and I hold, and it'll show me a bigger picture of it right there. If I can go to that, show that. And what's interesting as I click on that, you'll notice there's some instructions on it as well for like pixel size or things like that with your graphics. So we're trying to guide you through some of these type of things. And it's as easy in here as just clicking out and saying, okay, this is the theme I want to apply. So I just click apply. I go here, it says I must select a preset. So again, we'll walk you through a lot of these type of things. So I don't necessarily want the purple one, but let's go with this one. It's a little blue. So I'm going to say apply theme. Do that. My theme has changed. Real quick, let's take a look at that. So I'm going to go back to pages. I'm going to go to home. And now you see that my theme has actually changed. So the website you saw at the very beginning now has a different look, has a little bit different feel to it. So there are all the different things in here. And we'll go through some of these. Like I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on themes, but I want to show you that there's an opportunity here, all free within the software, to do different types of themes. And pick one that's going to match your personality of your church. I mean, you know your church better than we do. And you kind of think of the theme as a window dressing or the decoration. And you get a lot of options here. So let me go back to that, show you a couple other things in there. The one caveat, find your theme and stick with it for a while. You know, it's okay to shake it up every now and then, but really find that personality and stick with it. Being consistent will help your users know where to navigate things, your visitors when they come back to your website. It all helps the user experience, and that's what we're really concerned about here. So as you browse the themes, you see the different presets. You can try out different themes, etc. You just apply, and when you apply, you see I didn't do any coding on there. I didn't have to. So that's what's real nice about it. Now there are some other options here too. The style section. And you can kind of think of this as the blueprint of your site. Here's where you select your fonts, you know, how your site may look, you know, how it translates out there. You have some block styles right here. You have some inline styles. I can add a new style. And I get this little type of thing right here. It's like, ooh, I've got to start a little caution here. I'm starting to get some heavy font usage within this particular theme. So that's kind of nice too, to see how fast it'll load and all this. And it's just a guide for you. If you start getting into the red, you might want to pull it back on some of the things you're doing on there. But I can change the font family and different things like that, as I said. I can also customize it even further. And this is great too. So we give you the theme, but you can go back in and you can customize some of your colors. And I can do my link colors, my header accents, my hover covers, all these different things right there. You've got control of. And when you click into it, you see I've got two different ways to do it. RGB, I've got a number there, a hex number, or HSB. In other presentations, I talk about ways to find those colors. And you know, there's Pantone numbers and RGB, and it all translates. Again, for the sake of today, let's not worry too much about that. But I will put a plug in here that if you don't have a graphic standard or a brand standard, really try to do that. And what's great about that, that just kind of lists out your colors, it lists out your fonts, it lists out your logo and how to use your logo and different things like that. And what's great about it is you can give that brand standard to different volunteers or different members within your congregation, so that your look and your themes are consistent and you're not all over the place. You know, you don't go to a website and on one page there's Comic Sans and on another page there's Papyrus and you know, all these different fonts. Try to get to a brand standard. That's my one information, or my one advice right there. Speaking of information, you notice down here at the bottom right hand corner, and I'm putting my mouse around it, but you see a little circle I. This is your lifeline. Anywhere you go on this site, as you're doing, as you're working through and such, if you've got a question or you're kind of stumped and you want to know, how do I do this? Go to that circle I. You can type in, you know, a question or a few words and see what pops up. Let's just do color and see colors. See if anything pops up. I mistyped it and it even came up. So you can see if I did colors, it's bugging me there. There we go. A few suggested articles come up for me, customized themes, styles, how do I create a new style? And this changes at the different areas that we're going through. But the other thing you can do is click here to send us a message. So send us a message, put your subject line in here, try to provide as much information as you can right off the bat. And I say that so that we can help answer your question the first time. And again, we don't mind going back and forth trying to answer your question. We want you to get the information you need. But the more information you can provide, the faster we can get that information to you. The other thing you can do is give us a call. So we've got people on staff that are ready to take your call, that have the technical expertise on this type of thing. But it's at 800-346-6120. So I'm just going to close out of here. But rest assured, especially those who might be new to this, you've always got a lifeline in any of this type of thing. All right, let's go a couple more things. I want to get into adding some content and things like this, but I wanted to show a couple more things. If you're an advanced user, and on today's call so far, we don't have many of you that self-designated as advanced, but if you have other people that can help you, or if you want to learn some coding, you can put the coding in here to have custom headers, custom scripts, different things like this. And then you can actually edit so that you can take one of our themes, you can clone the theme and then do all the different types of customization you want to do and make that theme your own then. So you basically clone the theme. All right, so I want to get into adding some content. So let's take a look at pages. So there really are some things within any website and any WOW website that are pretty consistent. We know that there's some navigational tools that you're going to want to have and you're going to want to see. There are certain pages, tabs, and those come preloaded, so you don't really have to do much more than just to edit those type of thing. And what's nice here too is you can make things public so that just anybody on the web can see it, or you can make things private. And I really do love that feature, and I'll show you a couple of the private settings later. But the ability to have groups, the ability to have private sections just for your members and to do that easily really does make this much more engaging for your members. If they know they can come in to their own specific group, and I'll show you those as we go along, but they have just content that's specifically related to them, they'll keep coming back for it, and I think that's great. So we're over here in pages now, and you see this is kind of where your navigation lives, and this is where your content lives. And content is really just a fancy way of saying the communication stuff that your members, your visitors are interested in. This is where you really have the great opportunity to share different things, to engage in your members, to update things quickly and easily, to make sure that your website is always fresh. Your personality, your tone live here. And there's a lot of different things you can do. You can actually, do your writing. I'll show you how to edit it within the website. But let's say you want to write in Microsoft Word, you can just copy and paste that into your pages and see. Now, there's two different things you see here. You see active menu items and you see available menu items. Now, I want you to just be careful of these two designations. I don't want you to think of these as things on my site or things not on my site. But I'll show you what we mean by that as we go along. If we wanted to add a page, well, let me do this first, since I'm showing this, and it just looks like a whole big list of different things. Let's go back to our home page and show where these are now. So you see in my active menu items, I have home, I have worship times, I have visit, there's sub things under there, I have about us, I have our news, I have our groups. You see a members only thing right there. I'll show you that as we go along. Announcements, worship times, etc., ministries, sermons. Let me show you what that now translates and looks at, because we really didn't spend too much time there. So let me just click back into home. This is going to take me to my administrative view of the opening page, the front page. And these are where my tabs are. So that whole list of things that were in my active menu items, here they are. So I click into worship times, that pops up. I click into visit. You see there's some sub things underneath there. Welcome to Concordia, what to expect, directions to our church. And you can put this in maps, etc. When you do things like what to expect. And I've got some side navigation within this theme. And since I just changed this theme, bear with me. I may have to look for some couple things here and there, but we'll find it pretty easy because this is so easy to use. But you can put in things like what to expect. What's the music like? What's the service times? Are they traditional? Are they liturgical? And what's the music? How do people dress? So these are all things that you can customize to really make that website pop for people. So that then when they come on, it's just not that standard boring type of website. It really has some wow factor to it, and it makes people comfortable right off the bat. You're engaging them right off the bat. Other things, what we believe, mission and value, our stories. And I'll show you this too. When we add a page, we give you some template ideas here. So we can go in and edit these type of things. But, we talk about every church has a beginning. When you're telling your story, really try to pull people in to what makes your church special. How'd your church begin? How has it grown? Has it been getting property around it? Is it urban setting? Is it a rural setting? What's your church like? How many senior pastors? Oh, and look at that. There's even a typo in here. But look at how easy this is. I'm going to click over here to edit page. I'm going to go in here, and I'm actually going a little faster into some things than I thought I would right now. But I'm just showing you how simple this is to edit. I click into it. I see that there's a typo. I fix that typo. I hit check. I come back here. I say publish. And it's saved. It tells me that it's saved. And I just click back into it. I'm going to close that out then. And there, that's how fast and quick it is to fix that. Typos happen, but the beauty of the web is it's not a printed piece. It's going to last forever. If you see something, you can quickly fix it. So, whole bunch of different things. Let's go back to my pages because this is all self-explanatory when it comes to the tabs and such. So I'm back to my page view, and let's say I want to add a page now. A couple different options for you. And you see these on the right side, you see with a little plus arrow next to them or plus button next to them, add category or add, get into that, add page. So if I were to add a category and I click into this, that now moves it over to my active menu items. And it provides another category for me to do. And I can type in here, let's do, music. So I've got that. So that becomes another category within my website. And I'll show you just as I click back. And again, I'm just doing this quickly for the demo. If you have questions, please put a question or put that into our chat box. So, oh wait, I have a feeling I did not make that active. Oh, you know what I did? I did not save it. So again, let me just add a category. I'm going to go music. I'm going to click into that. And now I have to save changes. All right, now if I go back to my opening screen, I click into home. Let's see if that's on there now, and it should be. Sermons, ministry, music. So I've got my music right here. So we'll click through there later, and I'll show you how that kind of comes up into different areas and how we can do different things with that. But there's my music. All right, let's go back to the pages because I want to show you a couple other things too. When we add a page, we've got a bunch of different options here. So you have the option just to put a blank page that you can then completely edit yourself. You've got things like worship times, what to expect. These were some of the tabs that we had before. What we believe, Jesus, who is Jesus? Let's tell the story of Jesus right from our website and express that gospel message. The directions, the mission and vision, our story, our staff, then fellowship, all down in here. And what each of these does is provide the template and the framework for you to do and tell your story. But there's other things too. Really simple syndication, RSS feed is right here. We can add that page. And this is one that I'll show you. I'm not going to add one at this time, but I'll show you how it works. I love this. This is the group page. And this, in my mind, is one of the things that really separates Church360 from other things. So that for time's sake, let's go to a group page right now. And let's go to one that I've already added. So again, I'm just going to go back into my home. And one of the things I've done in here in About Us, and I click on that tab and you see the drop-down menu comes. I've got what we believe, mission and vision, our story, our staff contacts, etc. But I've got a couple different pages here, Concordia groups and Concordia members. These are private. And I made those as member-only pages. So let me just go into groups and show you what that does. when I first started learning about Church360 Unite, the groups function was just what I think really is one of the most interesting features here, because it allows so much more in a website. And like I said, you can customize it and you can make it special. Let's say you have a women's Bible study. I've got that there. My summer golf league, fall bowling league. So I've got social activities, but then I've got my Bible studies. I've got my church choir. I've got my confirmation class. Let's say I have other volunteer groups, or maybe it's the folks who take care of your yard and your grounds. I can give them a group page that they can communicate with, and your ushers, your elders, we can give them group pages here. So I really think that what this does is transform your website into even more of a communication hub than just a standard website. So let's go back to this and let me show you how this works. So let me just say pastor's confirmation class. So this is an example of a private group page, and I really do like this one. And there's a couple ways I've got this set up. I did it through this site, my group page, or I also have it under my youth page. So I've got the tab set up both ways so we can do it. So under youth, you see different things like events that are coming up, etc. But then I've got this link here, and I explain it. It's a special place for parents and guardians of this year's confirmation class. Keep you up to date and provide you resources for helping us teach your children Luther's Small Catechism and the 2017 explanation. And you see, I'm the leader there because I'm the admin person here, but if you're the pastor or somebody else, your photo could be there and your name would be there. But I can click on it this way, or as you see, I could click on it just going straight through groups. And what I like about this, you notice how the page changes here. I can open the edit page and I can do different things with it. So, you see each one of these bars has some areas there. I can add some different things. Again, just for sake of simplicity in today's demonstration, I'm not going to go too deep in there. I really just want to introduce it to you and want to show you how this is one of those wow factors in my mind. And I think hopefully after you see this, you can start thinking of ways that you could utilize something like this and use something like this. But we have different things like here. We've got, I've got a chart of the weekly lessons. I can download links or attach links, or I can actually even embed videos in here. So for instance, these are some of our free confirmation videos that are on our YouTube channel. But if you wanted to embed those in there, you can do that. And so it's starting to play. And if I just wanted to go to full screen, it's clicking over and it's now doing the full screen of this. So again, imagine what this could do for some of your communication and like your YouTube channel or different things like that, just to extend it. So I'm going to click out of here. And I love that feature, being able to do some of those type of things. Now, the other thing within groups as well is I can do a discussion board, and I can have a calendar of events and different things like this. I can put I can put contact information, etc. But let me go into this discussion board. One of the things with social media, we're all so much more used to sharing things these days. But what's great about this is an area that people can raise questions. They can post different things. They can put prayer requests in here. And it's very simple just to type into here and just say, new confirmation books are in. Please stop by church office to pick up, or let us know and we'll mail them. And I'm just going to make that a discussion, or pardon me, an announcement. I click onto announcement, I hit post, and there it is. And that's there for everybody within the group to see. And we've got the history of different types of things. We get to see prayer requests. We get to see the different announcements. We get to see discussion. You can pose questions and have the confirmands, put their assignments or different things here and there and there. So I love this. And it's important to keep this private within this group too. So this is just for them. And like I said, the parents and maybe the confirmands. And there's different groups we can do on this. Let's say we don't want to do something like that, but we want that fall bowling league to come in. So this was new for 2019. I've got to change that actually. So let's go in here and we're going to make that I've got to click to edit. And you see the editing is all just what you see is what you get. If you're doing anything with text in a Word document, or you're familiar with any of the Office tools or anything like this, it's all standard editing. So I can go in here and I can go new for 2020. And let's hope we can all have our fall bowling league this year. I know we're all hoping for different high school sports and college sports and everything else. But then let's say I do want to change my emphasis. I want to make a custom header. So I made that as a custom header. And I had dropped a couple pictures in there, and I have some other things on my discussion board. I have things like rules and etiquette. So I could even, again, just have short video here. I can link to other web pages external. I can do league play and show when everybody's going to be bowling and things like that. Again, I'm just planting seeds in your mind right now. I want you to be thinking of ways that you could use something like that to really make that website a wow website. All right, more in groups. Let's see. You see that that's a members only type of thing. Oh, here's something great too, even within groups. And I feel like I'm spending a little too much time on groups, but there's just so much here that I want to share it with you. You can even go into and do something within the calendar section. So here is, let's say, my private group for my church choir. Again, I can put a picture in there, a header picture. I can put my dates of upcoming practices. These I need to update right now because we're now into September. But I can talk about how the services that we're going to be in and different things like this. I can have different resources. Again, here is the idea. I want to edit this page. I want to show you. So I was in my edit page. But again, I can pull in the different videos and the resources. Doesn't have to be the confirmation videos. I can put in some music videos, or I can put in our own videos, or anything that you think would be helpful for people. And video is something that really does make your website go from just an okay website to a wow website. We're so used now to watching short videos and trying to do more in video and explain to people in video. One of the things that I think has been just so great, and turn this off real quick. One of the things I think that has been so great during all of this pandemic time is how creative so many of our pastors have become, and so many of our churches have become, in doing short little video segments, or broadcasting your Sunday service or your midweek service, doing Zoom Bible studies, doing online Bible studies, things like that. All of those type of things can be embedded in different ways. And I'm saying all, there might be some stipulations there, but many of those things can be embedded into your website and have another platform for you. So if you're doing stuff on Facebook, you can easily put it in your website. If you're doing stuff on YouTube, you can easily put it into your website. If you're doing stuff on social media, you can easily embed those into your website. So utilize all the different platforms, but maybe make your website that updated, fresh communication hub that really does engage members, bring them back, keep them up to date, make them want to be a part of your church and be active in your church. So I love this function here. And being able to do those type of things. But let's talk about events, because I can add calendars in here. So if I click into events, I'm loading in my church calendar for my church choir. I can build this, just my church body calendar, and I'll show you that later, or I can do these specific ones. So this is a specific one of my church choir, but you see in here I had loaded in some of the previous summer practice, the choir barbecue, things like this. How do I add something? Very, very simple. So what is today? Today is September 9th, but we're going in here. So let's just say on the 13th, I just double click into it, or I can hit new event. I have a title here, and I just say Sunday choir worship at 8 a.m. And then I can put this in the different tags. So let's say I want to also put this in the worship calendar. I can do that as well. And these are tags that I've developed. If you're familiar with any of the Church360 members, I show you how to do some tags in that. These kind of go very hand in hand. Being part of the suite, you'll have that together. But location, we're going to be in the sanctuary choir loft. And I said it was going to be Sunday morning, so a couple different ways. I can just go 8 a.m. and it goes to our 9 service. You could do things like making this an all-day event or a repeated event, provide a brief description there. I can also send invitations to people. And again, these are the things that make this a wow site that you just don't get in most sites. So I have my group, I have my communication. It can be done for a lot of different people in a lot of different areas, but I want to invite specific people to the group. So let's say I want to invite my choir members who I know will be available and will be singing that day. I can just go through and select people. Little thing here as I'm going through this, you notice that some people have photographs, some people do not have photographs. This ties into your Church360 members database, basically. And I love about that because with Church360 members, you can add photographs very easily and really put that face with a name and different things like that. So I clicked all those people. I can select all, select none. I can provide reminders to people. And think about this with your usher team. I know that when my usher captain sends me a reminder on Thursday, hey guys, we're ushering at the 9:30 service. I appreciate that because I try to put it on my calendar, but sometimes I forget. Or when I'm an elder at my church, and I know there's specific services where I'm going to be helping with communion or other duties. I can put that in there. But if you're the administrative person in here, or if you're one of the group members that has administrative contact in here, let's say you do that, you've got enough on your plate right now. You can provide permissions to your group members so they can go in and they can update these pages and they can take care of that and they can be the ones sending out the reminders so that you don't have to worry about it. But let's say I want to do 3 days before, and then I want to do one in 6 hours before. Sometimes a couple reminders are helpful. I can hit create event and it's in there. So I love this function. I love this group function. There's so much you can do with it. Something else that's great, and I want to be conscious of my time here, is going to go into users. And again, you see all my different users here. These are all the members of my congregation. And I love having this everybody right in here, very convenient. You see listing everyone from your Church360 members account. I'll let Stephen talk about if we're able to do different groups and different things like this if you don't have Church360 members. But if you do have Church360 members, it is so easy to integrate all of this information between the two. But from here, I can build mailing lists. I can, I've got my 2020-21 confirmation class. I've got my choir. I've got my church council. I can do this and I can create mailing lists and I can send mass emails to everybody. Winter is coming up before we know it. And I'm praying that we're all going to be back together in our congregations, hopefully in a much bigger form than some of the smaller groups that we're all part of right now. But let's say the weather is an impact and you need to send a quick email out to everybody to let them know that there's a weather issue. You can do that here. You can also do a texting feature in Church360 members as well. All right, what other communication in here? And let me say this too. Sometimes I forget about this. Because this is web-based, you can do this on your PC and you can do it on a Mac. And you don't have to be locked into that one computer at the church. You think about that too, how we have all gotten to the point where with COVID and the pandemic, we were all working from home. Many offices were short-staffed. It was very important to keep things up to date and keep people aware of what was going on. You can take this software, sign in your comfy chair with a laptop, over the kitchen table with a cup of coffee, together in your church office or separate in your church office. You have the flexibility with this, and you can do it, like I said, with a PC or with a Mac, and it's very convenient that way. So, couple different things. Let's just see what else I've got. I wanted to go into, I want to show you my members, and this is a church directory. And I clicked in here. So again, this is a private area. This is something that is just for your members so that they can contact other people. And I can click here for a searchable database. It's just the way I developed the page. You can do it many different ways, but you see my different church members. You know, you can have their materials listed or not have the materials listed. There's a lot of flexibility there. But let's just say I click in the Abbott family. It provides the entire family's information, different telephone numbers, different email addresses, their church address, or their home address, different emails. Again, you've got the flexibility. The member, I believe, can even go in here and do some editing of themselves. So let's say they don't want to show something. Like here it's listed, but maybe I don't want it listed in my private church directory. But you can figure that out, or they can figure that out very easily for you. So I just go in and update it. But again, does your current website do that? And does it do it this easily? I don't know, but I do know that Church360 Unite is just very convenient to do these type of things and provides a wealth of information. And the types of things that really engage people, and part of the beauty of being a church body is developing that relationship. And the website really does allow us to share that relationship with others. A couple other things in here. You know, I've added a page for videos and other media. So this is a great idea of a wow website. Again, with so many of us doing online church right now, for the time being at least, be sure to add those sermons to that. And like I said, I look at a lot of websites, and it's so encouraging to see church services. I talked to a pastor yesterday in the Wisconsin area, and he was saying that he's got more people looking at his church service from different parts of the country right now. Old friends, just people checking in from other areas and other countries. My church, we do some Zoom Bible studies, and we've got our missionary who's down in the Dominican Republic is part of that group, and things like this. So the technology is there to really take what's going on right now and move it into our website and be able to share that with countless others. I mean, you may have no idea who you're sharing some of this information with, but it's making an impact, and the work you're doing is making an impact. So here's a place that you can actually put it and have it all there. Again, you can build these pages. We will help you with those pages as you have questions. So I want to share ideas. I want to share some different ways to do things. But I love this, being able to do it. And you can do, you know, Seasons of the Church, music, VBS 2020. You can put in prayer requests, different schedules, you know, things like that. So I've got, you know, click here for my elder schedule, click here for my usher schedule, different things here and there. Announcements. This is where that RSS feed, and you see right here, the RSS button. I can go in and I can add different things and make it very easy. And those who have signed up for this type of notification will find out that, hey, there's new materials added to my church's website. I better go check it out. So that's the type of thing that really builds engagement, strengthens relationships, and keeps people current. You know, the joke I've seen a lot recently is, especially within the church admin circles, of what was in the bulletin. And it's been in the bulletin for weeks, but are people seeing it? And this gives you another chance to put that information in there. We've got different generations now too that gather information differently. And sometimes just having it right off the bat on their phone, and that's the beauty of this. It can be on your phone, and it's mobile responsive. I know personally, when I've been traveling before, I've been trying to locate another LCMS church. I may go to the LCMS locator at lcms.org, but if they've got a website, I want to check out the website, and I want to be sure that it's a church that I would feel comfortable and welcomed in as well. And I'm sure that you're the type of people that are welcoming new members in all the time. So just a couple different things here. You know, we had a special recognition service. You can add those pictures in there. If I click into it, yeah, so we want to recognize all those first responders, or we want to put other announcements in here. The RSS feeds are a great way to do that, and you can then add the pictures. And I really haven't gotten that into it too much as far as doing the edits and things like that. And again, because there's so much flexibility in this, I really recommend you doing the free trial, signing up for the free trial, and just start playing around with it. Start trying to build a site. I predict if you spent an hour, you'd get a lot done. And by the end of it, you'd look at it and say, wow, look at what I just accomplished. Look at that. Look at the website I was just able to build, and look at the way that we can add information, and look at the way we can share things with our members and visitors. It's that easy. And I often say this in other parts of the Church 360. I don't use this type of software every day. You know, it's not something that I'm into every single day doing updates and doing things like this, but it is so easy. If I can do this, you can do this as well. All right, let's see what else I want to show. A couple last things I want to show, and I kind of alluded to this, are some of the different things like emails and things like that. I talked about the emailing mailing lists. I love this. I love this feature because, as I said earlier, winter is coming up, and there's going to be times when we're going to want to let the whole church body know that maybe we're not going to be able to do church service today. Or, hey, great news, pastor can make it to the church, and we're gonna still live stream it just like you've been used to. So there's so many different things like this, and I frankly don't know of many websites that allow you this type of tool. And I really do applaud the folks at Concordia Technology Solutions for all the work that they've put into developing this. The other thing that's great about this being a web-based software, when updates come, you'll get them. And we do update things on occasions. And then, some of the biggest updates were within the past year were where we were able to do things. I'm going to go back to my homepage because I really enjoy this. We were able to do some graphic treatments and different things like putting in these sliders. So when you have your imagery, we have this slider right here, this carousel. And this was an improvement we made within the past year to the software. So those who had already signed up and had been using it in a different way now had this renewed or added capability. Those who were coming into it for the very first time, this was something that, wow, this is great. I can start doing this. So these are the types of things that our team is constantly working on. But one of the things we really need is your opinion on it and your input on it. We at Concordia Publishing House, we only exist to serve our church. And Concordia Technology Solution does the same. So we are here to help you and to help you get the information out that you need in a way that makes sense. So I'm just going to wrap up. We've got about 6-7 minutes left. I want to wrap up, and I'm going to hand it back to Stephen here. But as I said, there's so much that you can do with Church 360 Unite. And this is just an overview webinar. And I really do hope that I raised a few more questions than probably answered. So I hope that you're seeing things and you're like, wow, what if I could do this in my congregation? Or I know a group that would really love to have a group page like that. I know people that within my congregation that would serve as admin people on this, and they could update it frequently and things like this. I can give them my graphic standard so that the look and everything is consistent within our pages. And what this does, it just provides your church with a professionally designed and usable website that takes it from just it's okay, to a, wow, this has a lot of great information. This has a lot of different things that I can use and that I'm happy to share with people. So it allows you to grow with your needs. It can be completely done in-house. That's something else too. This can be done in-house or with members that can do it. You're not paying for an out-of-state or an out-of-country or maybe a college intern who is going to graduate and go off to do their own thing. You've got a full staff behind you. A company that, Concordia Publishing House has now been 150 years plus. CTS has been here a number of years, since the early 80s or so, doing this type of thing. So you've got a group that will stand behind you and help you with this. And programmers that are constantly increasing their capabilities so that we can provide you with the best resource. So you don't even have to learn a lick of code, and that's what I love about this. So we're going to keep offering different sessions like this. If there's something in particular you'd like to see and how to use Church 360 Unite, let us know that. And perhaps we can even do a webinar on that sometime. So be looking for those announcements coming up. And we do a lot of that via email. So please keep on those lists so that you're subscribed and you're getting that information. I know we send a lot of email out. I know you get a lot of email in your inbox, but keep that list so that you can start seeing what's new and coming. And if I can ever be of assistance, by all means, please let me know. I know Stephen is available for you as well, and Dave and others in our CTS family. So we are here for you. Now I'm going to switch it back over to Stephen and see if we did have any questions. And if we do, great, we'll answer those. If we don't, like I said, if you're watching this at a later time, or if you're watching it now and you have a question in a day or two, or something just has to sink in and you're thinking, how do I do this? Please don't hesitate to contact us. We're here for you and we want to help. So Stephen, if you're available, I'm going to switch this back to you.
I am ready.
All righty.
Excellent.
So
So
I
we
need to
act
change presenter, don't I?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to say that. So I'm giving it back to Stephen, but I'm going to hang on here as well in case we can help answer any questions.
All right, excellent. So we did have just one question come through, which I did answer, but I want to read it off and provide the answer for those who are going to be watching this video later on. So the question came in: is it easy to add a connect card that guests or newcomers can provide contact information and interest via the website? Very interesting question, and absolutely you can. As Ken was going through and showing how to add content to pages, the WYSIWYG editor, which means what you see is what you get, it does populate. And so if you have those forms in Word, for example, you're able to upload that data or any type of links or anything that you have existing. So you're able to provide that data or that content, should I say, for your website. So yes,
That is
absolutely.
a neat idea. I really like that. I like the idea too, not only for your visitors to do that, but let's say you have members who have moved out of town and there's a way for them to connect too. So that is a neat idea. I like that.
Absolutely, yes, that's a great question. So I am sharing my screen. You should see start your free 30-day trial at 360unite.com. I encourage all of you, please jump in, play around with the software. As Ken said early on, you can't break it. So try to do it, but you can't break it. It's very easy to undo something that you did that maybe you didn't want to, but we want you to experience this great software. Make sure it's a good fit for you as well, and just see how superior it is to all the other options out there. And so with the syncing that takes place between Church360 Unite and Church360 members, as well, there's a little bit of syncing that takes place with Shepherd staff customers and Unite. It's not as seamless as having Church360 members, but there's some capability there. Yeah, I know you had mentioned earlier, Ken, that you want me to kind of touch on that. Some things
Mhm.
can be done. We do recommend highly the Church360 suite because all of the products do interact within each other. So you would definitely enjoy that. And as I stated in yesterday's webinar on Church360 members, if you jump in and want to start a trial on one product, take a look at all three. Just give me or my coworker Dave a call or shoot us an email and let us know you're looking at one product, and we'll be able to turn on the other two so that you experience the syncing that takes place between all the products there. Okay. So again, that website, start your free trial for Church360 Unite. The website is 360unite.com. Again, this is our contact information here, mine on the left, my email address, and on the right, just to reach us here at the software sales department. These are our addresses here. Reach out to us. You may not have a question right now, but some may come up a little later on, and definitely take the opportunity to reach out to us, okay? So we are just about at time.
We're right at
So
time.
great job as always, Ken. And on behalf of Ken, I want to thank everyone for tuning in and wish you a great day, a blessed day on top of that. And we look forward to speaking with you and working with you in the very near future. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody.